great young fighters. We take a look at the tail of the tape brought to you by Boost Mobile. Newell, 27 years of age, 5'10", weighed in at 155 pounds. Caldwell, 28 years of age, he is 5'8", and he weighed in at 156. When you go inside the cage, Tim Hughes with the official introductions. Is this one of those fights where you look at Boz and say, this one is not going to go the distance?
It's going to be hard. A very hard fight. Keon Caldwell, he's a tough fighter. They gave like 5 options to Nick Newell, and he chose the strongest one.
All right, let's talk about the obvious right off the bat. What kind of problems does Nick Newell propose to Keon Caldwell with that congenital amputation on his left arm?
He needs to close the distance. For the submissions, close distance, it's of course better for him because then he can also hit with that arm. But he can't stay on the outside because Keon is very explosive. When you saw him warm up on the Thai pads, it was very good. Lots of power. Yes, he tries to grab the leg. He's not sweaty yet. And he has over 300 wrestling wins. And I'm talking about Newell. He's going to go for that heel hook. Watch. This is good for Newell. He wants this.
Pick it up, Keon. Pick it up.
He's going to lock. Now he's going to go.
You know, it's a tricky situation when you fight someone like Nick Newell, and you look back a couple of years ago, Anthony Robles out of Arizona State University in the Division I wrestling. He only had one leg.
Unbelievable.
And fighters are like, there's not a leg to grab for. And it's the same with Nick Newell on that left arm. You think there's a wrist you can control. It's not there. So Nick Newell just explodes in him, and here he is one more time.
Yeah, and he's really sneaky also with his rear naked chokes, his heel hooks.
Yep.
You know, but make no mistake, it's never an advantage. Wow. What an inspiration he is, man.
Wow. Catches with a spinning back elbow. Right glancing off the head of Keon Caldwell. Caldwell in the white trunks. Nick Newell in the black trunks. And he throws him down with a little bit of a judo. Little judo toss there.
Whoa, lots of power coming every time, but you see Nick staying just outside that reach.
All right, if you're Keon Caldwell, what are you doing here? What are you trying to accomplish against Newell?
Inside low kicks, that's what I would go for, you know, take his wrestling away. You got to take the legs away. Because Newell is a southpaw, that means you can hit inside low kicks with your power leg.
Check across.
Got to watch out, Nick, with single kicks.
Yeah, grabs a single, nice takedown.
Yep. Because Caldwell's got some power and he's fast. And like you said, yes.
Steps over.
Yep. Already passing. He's looking for a Kimura here. Keon Caldwell, that's already pulled out Nick Newell. I guess a lot of people go for that.
Yep.
Because it's the only arm they can get in the Kimura. Look, he might have a choke here. Because he can generate a lot of force like that.
Yeah.
You can see that on a single leg.
That's it.
Got it.
That is it. Nick Newell has shut down Keon Caldwell.
That's crazy. This is so freaking awesome. Oh, man. The people, everybody's standing.
Ladies and gentlemen, this bout comes to an end. 2 minutes, 7 seconds of that very first round by way of a guillotine choke and tap out for your winner and still undefeated Nick Newell.
Nick Newell, 27 years of age, 5'10". There you see his weight and reach. Sabah Fadai, 28 years of age. He stands 6 feet tall and weighed in at 155 very ready pounds. We now send it inside the cage. Jazz Securo has our official introductions.
Fighter, fighter, fight.
Folks, I hope you took care of your business during the break because this one is going to go fast. Sabah Fadai in the white trunks, Nick Newell in the black trunks.
Against a good striker, I always say single kicks, watch out with that. Dai is measuring the length of Newell's legs by jumping just outside his reach. Getting used to it.
Boy, Nick Newell seems so focused for this fight. The lead up to it.
There you had the single kick, and it was almost countered already with the right. Oh, there we have a takedown from Newell. And he's resilient with this. Resilient. Can lock up that leg.
He's patient.
There we go. The Dai gets back up.
Look at this.
Yep.
Immediately goes to the choke.
There's that guillotine again. And it's really tight.
It's a bad place to be.
Oh no, it's on. That's no way he
That is
gets
it.
out.
That is
Wow! Wow, he does it again.
Notorious Nick Newell ends this one in the first round.
Ladies and gentlemen, this fight ends with a tap out due to a guillotine choke at 1 minute and 21 seconds of the very first round. Your winner and still undefeated, Notorious Nick Newell.
Let's take a As we take a look at the tail of the tape for this lightweight bout of the World Series of Fighting, Nick Newell, 29 years of age, 5'10", 155. His reach, 74 inches, identical to that of Joe Condon, who's also 29, 6 feet tall and 1 pound heavier. 3 rounds in the lightweight division. We set it inside the cage. Jeff Securo has the introductions.
Okay, judges, you ready? You ready? The fight.
Here we go. This one's scheduled for 3. Henzo, the first question I have to ask you is, how do you prepare for a fighter like Nick Newell and the way he can attack you?
It's extremely different because it's his leverages are different. Everything the way that he moves are completely different from someone normal with normal limbs. You know, it's always a tough situation. I had a cousin, Jean-Jacques Machado, who didn't have a hand. His jiu-jitsu was unbelievable. And his favorite finish was always arm locks because every time he attacked, his hand began on his wrist. So his leverage was 10 times stronger than the regular person. And I know for sure that Newell takes advantage from his birth problem too.
Yep. And Ray, we've seen Nick Newell in action many a times here in the World Series of Fighting. Guys that try to attack that left arm thinking that's a weakness, you're going to find yourself in a lot of trouble.
Definitely.
Absolutely. I mean, we've seen that time and time again. And, you know, Nick Newell, he fights the way he fights. He's very aggressive, and he's, you know, putting on pressure right here at the start of the fight.
Joe Condon in a very difficult situation, not only finding a talented fighter like Nick Newell, but he's got to come to Newell's backyard and try to get it done.
Got a beautiful right hand there. From Condon.
All right, Henzo, if you're in the corner of Joe Condon, what are you telling your fighter early on here?
I would for sure make sure that he would be away from the leading right hand. It's extremely dangerous. Newell lands heavy. Look. One of those haymakers landed, it's end of story.
I like to see Nick, you know, give me some level changes, use his jab, find his range first before he swings wild. Because as we saw earlier,
yes,
he got
he's
caught with a
telegraphing
straight
too
right.
much.
Exactly.
And guys, is it imperative if you're Joe Condon not to let Nick Newell take you to the ground?
It's a dangerous
situation.
situation. Yeah.
It is dangerous, but Joe Condon's got a great ground game as well.
But at the same time, if you're afraid to end up with your back on the floor, you're in the wrong spot.
Yeah.
Very true. Very true.
Joe Condon, very talented fighter, working with Joe Stevenson and the Cobra Kai group out of California.
So he comes from a good school that has great jiu-jitsu and great groundwork. Joe had an excellent guard his whole life.
18 professional fights for Condon, but this one is like no other as he takes on Nick Newell here in Nashontucket, Connecticut.
Oh, we see Nick Newell with the spinning back kick.
There you go.
Like I said, nothing is impossible to this kid.
He improves every time he fights.
Right.
He's constantly looking as his opponent attacks to land a strong counter. He's always solid with his hip. So for sure, it's going to be a powerful shot.
Under 90 seconds to go here in round number 1. This one's scheduled for 3.
Beautiful kick, beautiful. That was an opening. If Newell had the left hand, you see the difference? There was a straight punch right there.
And you know, because of one arm is longer than the other, I'd like to see Nick actually double that jab to close the gap, chin down, because Joe's trying to counter with that straight right now.
This is true. He carves hard with that kick to the spine.
Under a minute to go here in round number 1.
I'm surprised Nick hasn't looked for a takedown yet.
Those kicks are landing. Look how the rib of Condon are looking red. It's a big bruise there, red.
Here we go.
Nice.
It'll be the first takedown of the night. Nick Newell looking for it.
And he gets it.
And now he's going to go to work.
Beautiful, taking the back. Both hooks in.
10 seconds to go. Condon holding on. Fishing for the choke, but runs out of time, and we will see
That was
second
a beautiful
round
finish.
when we return to Mashantucket, Connecticut. You're watching WSOF 20. Back in Connecticut, action from round number 1 between Nick Newell and Joe Condon. The takedown, Renzo Gracie, Ray Seffel. What did you see in round number 1?
That was a solid finishing of the round. For sure, if there was any doubt there, it probably defined who won that round.
Absolutely, and I like to see Nick again change levels, like his corner was saying to him. You know, give him some feints, change levels, and don't be afraid to take him down.
And for more on the Nick Newell corner, we check in with Joey Varner.
All right, Todd. Nick Newell's corner was very impressed with his round. They love the kicks. They want to see more of those kicks. They also want to see more feints, more level changes. And if the level changes aren't respected, execute a takedown and put him down on the mat.
Interesting how patient, how calm Newell was in that corner. Lunging forward there, missing on Condon as he backs away. Nick Newell is a very accomplished high school wrestler in his own right, moving on to college as well, and he's calling out Condon now and saying, let's put on a show for the folks here in my home state.
It's right. Nick is getting a little bit frustrated chasing Joe around, but he's like, come on, you know, let's absolutely put on the show.
So on the clinch, Newell coming together, Joe Condon in the break. Condon read that one nicely as Newell gave him the fake up and then went low and decided to back out of that shot. Joe Stevenson calling it.
Beautiful takedown.
How about that?
That was beautiful.
Solid. Let's see how it.
Look at this. Newell's going to take the back. Condon with a great defense.
Condon is playing very well. He played calmly and he walk out of there safely.
You got the Leon out there too.
Beautiful work. Beautiful work from you. Nice try.
Newell doesn't get the takedown the first time, goes right back to it with a single.
1 minute, 57 seconds to go.
Wow. He wants that takedown so bad.
He's a strong little guy.
What do you think Nick Newell's walk-around weight is, Ray Sefo? He weighs in at 155. He's got to be closer to, what, 165 walking around?
Yeah, I would say 165. But he's not a very big guy walking around. I've seen him when he's not getting ready for a fight. He's not a very big guy, so I would say 160 for sure, or 165.
Joe Stevenson in the corner of Joe Condon.
Hey, double, go to single, elevate.
Coming up on 40 seconds to go in round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3. Nick Newell, Joe Condon putting on a great show for the fans here at the Grand Theater, Foxwoods Resort Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut.
30 seconds to go. Newell seems a little tired. He put a lot of effort on the takedowns and driving his opponent to the floor.
Very similar to what Joe Condon did in his last fight.
Beautiful takedown. 13 seconds to go.
Looks like the round 2 will end just like round number 1 with Nick Newell trying to get a submission, and they will run out of time. We will go to a 3rd and final round here in Connecticut.
Set the kick up a little more, okay? No rushing for the take. The takedown is there when you need it, okay? He's setting up that right hand now. He's probably saving it. Be aware of it, please. Okay.
Get the first 2 rounds.
No falling straight back. I wish one angle, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
What you're doing is you're standing right in front of him.
A little bit more angle.
And that was the corner of Nick Newell. Very calm demeanor for him and his management team and trainers. All right, guys, we go to the 3rd and final round in this lightweight bout. We'll start first with you, Renzo Gracie. What do you want to see from Nick Newell or Joe Condon to tip the scales in their favor?
They're fighting very strongly, both of them. But definitely Condon should have been more aggressive. He's not pushing the fight. And Newell is taking advantage. It's positioning well. He's doing he's getting the takedowns. He's playing very smart. Again, he's trying. And now if you realize, because all the effort that Newell had to put to do the takedowns, he seems a little more tired than actually Condon. So this is Condon time to be aggressive if he's looking to win.
Big knee coming from Joe Condon. Ray Sefo during that last exchange. Newell's corner basically telling him he has the first 2 rounds. Do you agree?
Yeah, 100% agree. He was aggressive. He had the takedowns.
And that's a dangerous guillotine he has there.
Condon dropping his head down in there, and he gets the takedown as Newell tries to apply the guillotine, and now he finds himself side control in favor of Joe Condon.
Let's see how Condon attacks from there, works from there.
So now it's Nick Newell on the defensive, giving up his back as Condon's fishing for something. Coming up on 3 minutes to go in the remainder of this fight. Man on his back, and Nick Newell takes it to his feet.
He played very well that standing up that way. Even though he seems very tired, he did it in a very technical way.
I'm surprised Joe is not, continuing that attack. He's obviously, you can see that Nick's a little bit tired. He's controlling the pace of the fight so far. I would have thought he would have taken advantage of that.
Condon goes up high with the kick. And the partisan crowd comes alive here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Big takedown for Condon.
I think the loudest person in this arena is Joe Stevenson in the corner of Joe Condon.
Big Daddy. Coming up on 90 seconds to go in this one. Both fighters absolutely gassed. Who's got the heart left? Renzo Gracie to finish this one off. It's for the taking.
It's for the taking, for sure. And the beauty is that we are not great equal in talent, but the place where we are least equal is in our hearts. And passion is everything. And you see those two boys going after. You see this guy armless trying to get his win, trying to take home the gold. You have to respect that.
Early on, the first 2 rounds, it was Nick Newell that was walking down Joe Condon. Now Condon neutralizing that. He's actually coming forward at times now, but it's Newell coming forward, trying to set Condon up for something. He's got 50 seconds to try to close this thing out, or it goes to the judges.
Nick's a little bit wild there.
Grabs a single.
He'll most likely get this.
And that, the guillotine. That's a danger guillotine right there.
I think that's tight.
Newell is extremely efficient on this.
Tight.
That's the thing that I told you, that his leverage is strange. Look.
Condon gives the thumbs up to
saying
the
that
official.
everything is okay, but if you look, he's reaching for his forearm. He's all the way up, which is he becomes extremely tight guillotine.
Condon doing a great job of dropping his chin to his chest. And now Newell cranks down. Does he have enough?
He gave
Still
the thumbs
up. It'll go to the judges.
Props for both of those things. Beautiful match. Beautiful fight.
Ladies and gentlemen, give these 2 fighters a big round of applause tonight. A spectacular co-main event. After 3 rounds of professional fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges Doug Crosby, David Torelli, and David Ginsburg all scored 29-28 for your winner by unanimous decision. The Notorious Nick
As we take a look at the tail of the tape for this lightweight bout scheduled for 3, Notorious Nick Newell, 29 years of age, 5'10", 155 at a 74-inch reach. His opponent, Tom Marcelino, 31 years of age. He's 5'9", 155 pounds and a 69-inch reach. Again, this one's scheduled for 3 rounds in the lightweight division.
Ready, sir. Let's go fight.
Todd, I can't believe the crowd's reception to Nick Newell. It was absolute pandemonium as they were saying his name. I could hardly hear us.
He is a crafty fighter. Nick Newell in the yellow trunks, Tommy Marcelino in the black and gray. Straight up, how do you prepare for a fighter like Nick Newell and what he can bring with the absence of that left forearm?
You know, I talked to Nick about that. He was a college wrestler, he's a high school star, and I said to him, hey, what's this like? And he said, Chael, offensively I've had to change a little bit, but he said defensively so many people will reach for that arm, and when it's not there, it causes them more problems than it's ever caused me.
Nick Newell with an impressive professional record, 12-1. His one loss coming from the defeat at the hands of the champion, Justin Gaethje, and immediately they connect in the corner. Marcelino comes out firing Newell, working that right hand and punishing Tom Marcelino. Now he's got him up against the corner.
Great hooks. He had anger in those punches, Todd.
Nice position. Good. Take your time. Take your time.
Marcelino up against the cage here. He's looking to push on Newell's face. Couldn't quite get his hand through there.
So work, guys.
Over-under position. Newell coming over the top.
Newell's got a single.
He's very strong here. He's very strong in this position, but he's got to get his hips in and his head up. Right now his butt's out. He's not going to be able to secure this. He's finding himself in a half guillotine here.
They can earn this.
Marcelino's not going to finish this position, but until Newell can get his head higher than his opponents, he's not going to be able to do any damage.
Don't just lay on him.
All right, with this half guillotine, what's the best defensive move if you're Nick Newell? How do you get out of that?
Well, if you're Newell and he was to lock his hands, Marcelino, then he could come in there, start hand fighting, start going to the problem and peeling that down. As of right now, this is a battle of whoever can get their head higher fastest is going to win. As long as Nick Newell's head is down, he's not going to be able to do any damage to Marcelino. Marcelino on this guillotine with Newell inside control is not going to be able to do any damage. He's got to get at least one leg, if not both, wrapped around the body.
Dan Mergliata on the scene, making sure that Newell's not getting choked out.
Yeah, I think he was worried he might have been out, but no, he's not. Nick Newell is fine here.
And is it the angle that Newell has right now, cross-body with Marcelino, that's allowing him to breathe and this guillotine not being effective?
Yeah, that's exactly right. Unless Marcelino can get a leg or both around the body of Nick Newell, Nick's not going to have any problems here. As soon as Nick starts to have any kind of trouble, he will just begin to hand fight. Until he's hand fighting, it's a good sign that a fighter's not in jeopardy. And now Newell's in a spot to deliver some pretty good ground and pound. Marcelino's got to scramble.
Oh boy, here we go. And look how fast he's turned the tables. Nick Newell's got the guillotine in deep.
Now Marcelino is trapped here, but he's doing what we call hand fighting. He's grabbing the hand that's giving him a problem. He's pulling down on it to make sure that he can breathe. And now he's given up hand fighting. That's usually a sign that a fighter's in trouble, and Nick Newell transitions. He's now in a full mount. Okay, now he's going to look for an armbar, Todd. He's got the arm secured. The question is, can he stretch it out? Marcelino needs to step both legs over the head and come to the other side of Nick Newell's body. He's got one leg over. He needs to now bring the right leg over, and he'll be out of danger here.
Newell controlling the head of Tom Marcelino, who's on top in that north-south position right now, trying to step around both men now. This becomes a full-on Brazilian Jiu-Jitsu chess match. Who's going to move and how are they going to respond?
Marcelino's halfway out of trouble here, but he's not taking. I think he's confused by the position because he's not taking himself all the way to where he needs to be. Good shot there by Marcelino.
Tom Marcelino coming up with 30 seconds left in round number one, taking full advantage of this opportunity to rain down some of those sharp elbows and punches to the back and midsection of Nick Newell.
That's it, you're doing great, Tommy, you're doing great. Nice balance, good balance.
Nick Newell to his feet. Notice how his butt is back. He's got his hips out. If he wants to be able to wrestle well here, he's got to bring those hips in. In this case, he might have to take a knee, but he's got to bring his hips in.
Final 10 seconds. And we will go to a second round of the lightweight division. Nick Newell and Tom Marcelino when we return.
Round two, you ready? Round two, you ready? Let's go fight.
Round two underway here at Foxwoods Resort Casino. Todd Harris, Chael Sonnen. Good fight underway here in the second round of this lightweight bout between Nick Newell in the black and yellow trunks taking on Tom Marcelino. And we listen in during the break in Nick Newell's corner.
Don't get drawn in, Tommy. Where's your movement? You look great on the takedown. When you go for it, sometimes just step back and throw the hands off the takedown, okay? Looking great out there. So the jab, switch the elbow to the outside.
My ground and pound was a little off.
No, it's fine. You're looking wonderful, actually. Everything looks good. Control your breathing a little bit more. You're looking good. Same defense, Tommy. Same defense.
So the only thing that Nick Newell could say about his performance in round one is his ground and pound was a little off. And once again, Marcelino goes for that guillotine. Does not look to be in deep enough as Newell looks to defend it.
It's really interesting, Todd. Marcelino keeps on getting his arms in the right spot, but then his legs are in the wrong spot. Generally, the arms are the hard part. The legs come easy. He's getting just the opposite effect here. But in the process to looking for this submission hold, he's giving up position. And when the judges are scoring a fight on the 10-9 must system, you must pay attention to position.
Looking back on round number 1, who do you give that one to, Chael?
I really thought that Nick Newell had it. There wasn't a whole lot of action even when Newell was on top. It was a fair assessment he gave himself. His ground and pound was off, but I still believe he did enough to win that round. Even right now, which is largely deja vu of what we saw before, Newell's on top, but he's not doing anything with it. Marceliano needs to give up on this guillotine and just scramble his hips out and look to improve his position. At the end of the day, Todd, he is in a fist fight and he is yet to throw a punch.
Partisan crowd here at the Grand Theater, Foxwoods Resort Casino in Mashantucket, Connecticut. Nick Newell, the local boy from Milford, trying to pick up his 13th professional victory. Just one defeat coming on the hands of the champion, Justin Gaethje. And no shame in that one. That kid is legit.
I talked to two-time NCAA champion Nick Gizwowski yesterday, and he told me, he said, listen, Tom Marcelino can wrestle, but even better than that, he can box. So far in this fight, we just haven't seen Marcelino on his feet long enough to really get that going.
Marcelino trying to fend off that left arm of Nick Newell. If you're just joining us, Newell, a young man that was born with congenital amputation, that one arm not fully developed past his elbow, and he has not let that stop him. 300 wins in high school and college wrestling, and 12 professional victories here. The World Series of Fighting. He's looking for number 13 right here, and I guarantee Newell is trying to figure out this Rubik's Cube that is Tom Marcelino and find a way to get another submission.
Todd, I'm kind of blown away with the strength of Nick Newell, and I'm wondering if that is a little bit due to the disability, that he had to favor the one arm more and get it twice as strong. But that's what it looks like. Even when they were on his feet and he was throwing those hooks, they were so powerful. And right here, I mean, in Nick Newell's, the pound part of this ground and pound, he is missing a little bit. He even said that himself, but the ground and able to keep his opponent, Marcelino here, he's really quite remarkable. Here he's got both legs trapped. He's stretching his opponent out. I mean, Marcelino, until he can get control of his legs, he has no chance of standing up or finding a submission.
Right. But is it a stalemate? Because right now he's got that modified, that guillotine locked in on the head of Nick Newell, and Newell's not really scoring any points either.
I think largely that's correct, yeah. And again, I keep talking about it, but whoever's head is higher is winning. And right now, Newell's head is down, which is why you're not seeing him land any blows. You can't land a blow unless your head's higher than your opponent's.
Under a minute to go here, round number 2. This one's scheduled for 3 in the lightweight division. World Series of Fighting 24 from Mashantucket, Connecticut. Nick Newell there in the black and yellow trunks taking on Tom Marcelino.
Are you listening to what I'm saying about this head higher thing? I mean, this is an outstanding analysis I'm giving right now.
From what I gather from Professor Sonnen, whoever's head is higher is winning.
I'm telling you, that is a high-level analysis that people at home probably hadn't considered before. But if you look at the position, Nick Newell cannot hit it right now. He can't do it. And even if he does make a fist to bring it to him, Todd, you can't generate any power from that spot.
And the patience of Big Dan Mergliata goes only so far. He wants to see the action pushed, and so he stands both fighters up. Wise call.
Whoa.
No.
Wait a second.
10 seconds.
No, make a call here.
There were 10 seconds to go, and the bell rang.
Okay,
I think it was
there's still time to go, Todd.
They're going to end this round, and we will see what happens when we come back live here on NBC.
Stopped officially.
Yeah, that's okay.
So if you get another takedown, okay, what I want you to do is take your hand, look over his head and put him in the crossbody, okay? And a back leg push kick, okay? Yeah. You're doing a great job. You're looking good. A little more control. Don't rush into this time. Circle to the outside still, okay? Circle to the outside. Throw the jab. You're doing a great job. I want the switch step elbow, but I want you to cut across that way.
It's close. We got to finish strong in this round, Tommy. You got to believe in yourself.
Renzo Gracie, Henzinho in the audience, making the drive up from New Jersey to watch the fights here in Mashantucket. Todd Harris, Chael Sonnen. This is the third and final round at the conclusion of what was an odd situation. Usually there there is a clap noise or a hitting of the table with 10 seconds to go, and inadvertently the bell was hit with 10 seconds to go, so Chael Sonnen did the math correctly, cracked down his abacus. That round was only 4 minutes and 50 seconds.
Newell lunging forward here. Marcelino really needs to let those hands go.
Yep. Nick Newell right now seems a little bit out of rhythm, not the same pace that we normally see from him.
Oh, what's happening here? Marcelino's taking his back. I would encourage Marcelino to let those hands go, get some ground and pound, try to rack a few points up. But this is a bit of a surprise that he ended up in this position.
There we go, yeah. Open him up, soften him up, Tommy. Soften him up. Keep going. Knee the ribs, to the ribs, to the ribs. Ribs.
Marcelino holding this position, but he's going to have to advance it. This is a really great opportunity, whether it's knees, whether it's fists, whether it's a possible elbow to try to score a few points here. He's going to lose the position. That's very clear. He's going to lose this position sooner or later. I would encourage him to try to score a few points before that happens. It's a good knee. That got through a little bit.
I don't know if it was you or our good friend Kenny Florian that said, you know, nothing good really happens when you let it go to the judges. And this is one of those fights where you could make a case for either guy in round number 1. 2 and 3 have turned into somewhat of stalemates, and someone's going to be disappointed at the end of this third and final round.
Hey, they don't go K-Flow a genius for nothing, Tom.
It's not just about the hair.
That's right. They're not just handing those titles out.
Coming up on 2.5 minutes to go, one of these fighters needs to get busy in a hurry as Dan Miragliotta looks on. His patience has shown that he does not like slow and steady. Tom continues Marcelino with the hammer fist and the elbows. And Nick Newell just seems to be looking or waiting for him to do something that he can counter.
Tom just spent 2 minutes and 40 seconds in a very good position, of which he chose not to strike from. He's now in a terrible position, and he's doing nothing but striking. I'm very confused as to the game plan of either of these guys. And frankly, we've spent a lot of time in this position, and this is a weird position. I don't know how the judges are going to score this. On one hand, Newell is on top. On the other hand, he's not only not doing any damage from here, he can't do anything. He's caught in a guillotine.
Now the head is down low, and as Chael Sonnen has pointed out on multiple occasions, whoever's head is higher is winning the fight. And
Marcelino's got his hands locked and his legs now.
That is it. That is, oh, is he tapping?
Well, I think he was signifying he's okay, but he's lying. He's not okay.
He's pushing off it. He was doing a tapping motion. Thank you for not stopping the fight, Dan Miragliotta.
Great job by our referee, Dan Miragliotta.
Didn't it look like he was doing a tapping motion?
At
and you know what I'm talking about.
At 2 different times, it looked as though he was signaling for the referee. And great job by Nick Newell, because that was tight.
So Nick Newell is down to about 70 seconds. Tom Marcelino is looking up at the big screen here in the Grand Theater and just watching the fight.
Back off.
Sitting on the ground, trying to put a guillotine on Nick Newell, and watching TV is not the winning way. They put him back to their feet for the final 54 seconds. Nick Newell's got to go. He has got to go, Chael.
Yeah, this is a very interesting one. I mean, this really is a problem for the referees. Now, in situations like this, where Marcelino gets into a dominant position, but then he's not doing enough with it, this is the time when he should be striking. He chooses to strike from bad positions and let these good ones go, and I'm a little confused by it. And should this go to a decision, he may not like what the referees have to say.
Marcelino working the elbows. Now he postures up. Now the hammer fists begin to rain down.
Yeah, they are. Good shot to the body.
Beautiful up kick, and Marcelino says, bring some more. Final 10 seconds.
Ladies Ladies and gentlemen, after 3 rounds of fighting, we go to the judges' scorecards. Judges David Ginsburg, Eric Colon, and Suzanne Sinadad all score this fight 29-28. For your winner, Notorious Nick Newell!
Our tail of the tape for this matchup. Take a look at that record, 15-2 against 5-2. Now, when you look at the 60 compared to the 72.5, obviously his left arm is half of what we normally have. That's why he's got a short reach, but it does not affect Nick Newell when you watch him fight.
Notorious Nick, 15-2. Nick Newell against Corey Browning. Here we go. Nick Newell in the red, blue for Corey Browning. Newell, an amazing story of perseverance, to say the least. From Trumbull and fighting out of Milford, Connecticut, Corey Browning pushing forward early.
Corey Browning not liking some of the strikes with that right hand that Nick Newell is landing. He ate a big kick to the body, gave one back. But in the grappling situation as far as wrestling, it's going to be a very, you can see right now what Nick Newell is doing is grabbing his arm. He's got a position where he likes to go to a choke. Beautiful takedown by Nick Newell. It is different when you have gotten used to grappling against a guy that's got 2 arms with 2 hands, and all of a sudden you're grappling someone that doesn't have that extension. It's different, and they can take and use that arms in ways that you are not used to, and it can actually sometimes be a disadvantage for you as the fighter who's going against him.
Monumental moment for Nick Newell, Webster Bank Arena, just 10 minutes from his home. Born on St. Patrick's Day, looking for an early submission finish, the 11th of his career if he can complete it.
Well, and what Nick Newell can do is the way he can grab his arm with his right arm, and he creates choke situations that most guys cannot, based upon the length of that arm. He is so good at it. I've seen him do it time and time again. Beautiful job of moving himself into a side control position, trying to set up that arm underneath his legs into a crucifix so he can open up with his right hand.
Fighting for Bellator has been a dream of mine since I went to one of the first shows here in the state of Connecticut. Bellator 15, April 2010. One of the many quotes from Nick Newell.
He's got that crucifix position, Mike, and he's opening up both with punches and elbows. Look at those sliding elbows. Just cutting down on Corey Browning.
Browning 2-0 inside the Bellator cage.
Don't go too hard there.
Both wins by finish, and it was, you talk about a crucifix, it was the crucifix that helped him to his first win against Baby Slice. Now he's on the other end of a grappling battle, so far dominated by Nick Newell.
Nick Newell, very good body position here. You see him, he's creating pressures at different times, just making Corey work underneath him. Has landed some good strikes, looking to go towards the mountain. There it is.
This could be it.
It is an arm triangle choke right now. It's tight. You can see him having problems with it. Normally we want to go to a side position like he is cross body. There you go. Very tight. He's got a good squeeze on it. He's still there.
Pete Peterson.
It is all over. Nick Newell by submission. They're on their feet for the Notorious Nick Newell.
Ladies and gentlemen, it comes to an end. The tap by way of an arm triangle officially 3 minutes, 15 seconds, round number 1. The winner by submission, Notorious Nick Newell.
Arm triangle win. Big John McCarthy with Notorious Nick.
Welcome to the Bellator family. Nick Newell, that was a beautiful performance. What was it like being able to come out here and fight in front of your hometown fans?
I told you, Bridgeport, I'd do it. I told Connecticut I'd do it. Born and raised in Connecticut, it's an honor to have all my day ones here with me. You know what? There's a lot of people out there that said I couldn't do it, and guess what? I just did. Nick Newell, you don't belong in the big leagues. You'll never make it in the big leagues. You only have one hand. Well, how are you gonna win? Well, guess what, baby? I'm in Bellator now!
Take a look at that choke up on the screen. You got that arm triangle choke. At what point was it when you stepped over you knew you had it?
I knew I had it. As soon as he put his arm right there, I'm like, I got the tightest squeeze in the game, baby. You can't give me an inch.
Well, I want to tell you, welcome to the Bellator family. Congratulations on a beautiful victory. Ladies and gentlemen, Mr. Nick Newell.
CT's not a small pond. It's filled with sharks.
CT, being Connecticut, full of sharks, meaning he is one of them. And you want to talk about a story of perseverance and overcoming. Nick Newell lost his first 17 wrestling matches as a freshman in high school. He said he could either quit or work harder. And since that day, all he has done is work with every ounce of energy he has had and a big smile on his face. He is in Bellator, and he is 1-0 inside the Bellator cage.
Click below to subscribe and watch more MMA content.